Hey everyone, Temporal here, and today we are reviewing a Silver Mercy player. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what some promos, special events we have going on, all that good stuff. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. We're gonna Mercy boost the soldier. I'm not sure why we wandered out here to Mercy boost him, but you know, that was a little weird. Why give them a chance to see you at all? Don't join the Discord for the coaching, join for the memes. That's not a bad idea either.
5, 4, 3.
There's other stuff going on in the Discord besides the coaching, it's true.
Incoming. Defend objective A.
Be careful out there.
Enemy
Ouch. Oh boy. Okay, so here we are.
Defend objective A.
Be careful out there. Damage.
That's a Hanzo. That's a Zarya. You wouldn't actually go all the way up here to join Hanzo in general. What you'd see Mercy players generally do is they'd Guardian Angel most of the way up, and then they'd sort of slow float fall the way back down. And then they'd Guardian Angel most of the way up, and they'd slow fall float back down. And part of what that's doing is it's letting them sort of pick between their targets, etc. It's letting them go, do I really want to be here? This isn't a particularly safe window. And any D.Va player, any Hanzo player, any Genji player, anyone who spends much time here will tell you that. Like, they still like that it gives them some offensive ability, but this is not a safe window to play from. And when places aren't safe, Mercy, because you can't, like, stand here and really be safe from the angles that they get. The Junkrat's from here, and even if you didn't know there was a Junkrat here, there could be any number of other things up here. This is not a particularly uncommon place. There could be a Pharah that's reloading right here that was firing up here. There could be a Hanzo from the other side climbing up to challenge this. There could be a D.Va from the other side going in to challenge this. This is not a particularly safe place, so what you do as Mercy to mitigate that is you do the IGA up and I sort of slow fall back down type thing. But not a big deal. In Silver, we fire into the spawn deer for ult charge. I mean, they do that higher than Silver. Yeah, unfortunate.
Immer unterbricht mich jemand bei der Arbeit.
Thank you, my friend.
Powered up.
Damage boosting her. Are you going to use her to get closer? No.
Enemy contact.
Right beside you.
I'm even
Hint, you should have used her to get closer, but hey. Okay. I don't really want you here. I don't know why you're here. I don't know why you drifted here into their sightline. You don't need to see the opponents. You were perfectly happy drifting over here, keeping the truck between you and the opponents.
Damage boost engaged.
Okay, Soldier, cool. Soldier's giving you a different angle. I like it. This is good. You get to pick between your two targets. It's not the safest place in the world, but at least you've got high ground. Triage is fine. You can't really... Good.
The battle continues.
Oh, the things they let you get away with.
You needed a goddess.
We can micro this better.
You
Sure,
needed a
heal him.
goddess?
Heal him. Heal. Oh, that's a storm arrow? Already damage boost. Already be damage boosting. Yeah, you're just slow. Not a big deal. Tried to heal through purple a bit there. Swap. Your Rein is no longer in more danger. Your Rein is not in more danger than your Hanzo is at this point. Neither of them are in huge amounts of danger, but you can justify healing.
Let's get you
Your
back
Ana's
out
actually in the most danger. And I don't know why you waited to transition to her. Like, here you are.
there. Let's get you back out there.
Oh, because your GA was sort of on cooldown? Okay, fine. You did transition as soon as it was up.
Damage increased.
My ultimate is ready.
Don't get hit by that.
Damage boost engaged.
No, we don't like this. Good. This is better.
We
That's
make
better.
a great team.
Okay, but I don't really care about Zarya's health. I care about boosting Soldier. Good. Okay, you've mostly got this right. This is now going to be a question of not getting yourself eliminated and getting your Valk up with the right timing. Fine.
Enemy contact.
Check to the left. Good.
Let me get you
You see the
patched up.
problem? Are you going to GA or are you going to back out?
I've got you.
Soldier? Okay.
Damage increased.
But your Anna's missing health. Please go get your Anna. Please go get your Anna. Oh boy. Oh boy. Please go get your Anna. Remember, we want to prioritize healing our support partner because it's expensive for most of our support partners to heal. And we want to heal them rather than them go, okay, I'm going to use a self-nade or something like that. Not a big deal.
You needed a doctor?
She lived.
Onwards to victory.
Yeah, okay. Not my preference. Not a great allocation of resources.
Where does it hurt?
Yeah. Why are you boosting? Okay. Okay, I'll live. Like, so here we are.
You needed a doctor?
Onwards to victory.
You do this. This is really where we'd like to be with our Valk. I understand the concern over them getting a tick. I'm not sure why you're healing right now. I'm really not sure at all why you're healing right now. Really not sure why you're healing right now. That's better, but it's kind of too late. And then you decide that you need to go do this. And I don't actually like this. What I'd have liked you to do is fly your way over here. And if you fly your way over here, you can still pick between beaming these guys and beaming your Anna. And you can go, nope, that's going to be enough. If I'm here, I can beam my Anna. So my Anna has the freedom to go contest this point if need be, but I can still beam these guys. That's better than you going over here to fight this Sombra yourself. Now, it's going to count on your Anna recognizing that she needs to go contest point, and you'll protect her if she does. But it's better than you going over here, where you spend a lot of time to go over here, to fight, and then to come back to where your team is. That's a big time investment. Whereas here, you can keep the forked beam, the chain beam on your team the whole time as you're rotating over to here. It'll reach because you're in Valk and it gets extra leg, and you can just pick between my Anna and that, my Anna and that, and you're actually getting value out of it the whole time. And obviously the aim there is going to need some practice. Speaking of long beam range. Okay. You can't get to the Anna. You need to turn, though, to see if the Anna is going to get to here, where you can get to her at some point, but that's okay. Triage, triage, triage.
Healing
Good.
stream engaged.
Yep. Safe enough res. Unfortunate.
60 seconds remaining.
Starting over from the beginning. Right beside you.
Fall back. Objective lost.
Damage amplified.
New defense point. Objective B.
Zarya, ready for duty.
See through the darkness.
Boost again. What are your outs? What are your outs? This is fine, But this is hot enough, the situation, that I want to know, do I have outs? Like, I want to make sure that you know, are you going to be able to get out? Is there, like, how much are you going to turn to find someone to Guardian Angel out to if this situation gets any worse? That was not the Guardian Angel. At all. No. Super jump is not some extreme level of safety. That was not the play. To be more specific, this is fine. You don't like this situation. I just don't like that you go in here. Like, you see that your Zarya is going and challenging with Bubble Up. You saw her walk by on your screen. Yes, your Hanzo got low, but your Hanzo was still in beam range. I'm not at all understanding why you're Guardian Angeling at your Hanzo here. I think it's fear of this Junkrat, but you just been healed back up. Like, I'm gonna micro here. Took damage, don't like it. If you don't like this damage, you leave now. You Guardian Angel back to Anna now, if that's what's going on. But you decide to stay, and you decide for some reason, even though you're back at plenty of health now, and you have a tank walking past you with his Bubble Up to protect you, you decide to go here? Into the sightline? This isn't safe. No. Good.
I'm with you.
Walking dog.
What me?
Let's get you back out there.
Don't stay here.
We still need
Don't
you.
stay here. Are you going to super jump up? No. Interesting. Why?
Let's get you back out
Like, you
there.
could have at any point decided it's risky, but I'm going to try to super jump off of this Reinhardt to get up here. The other option was to go back up to your Hanzo a second to go after you res the Zarya. I'm unclear on why you're here. You could even, in theory, I mean, not even theory, you could even go, I'm going to beam my Reinhardt, I'm going to turn, and maybe I'm going to, depending on what your settings are, drop beam for just a minute to super jump, just a second, to drop super jump off of my Zarya, and then put beam back on that. Like, this is, I'm surprised that you stayed low ground here. And I think that must have been a super jump that you just messed up the timing on right there. Because you certainly couldn't res it. Yeah, you messed up the super jump off Reinhardt. Okay. Okay, play for Valk. Team's already won it. Good.
Damage increase. Damage increased.
I don't want you to be here. It's better that you tuck here. Why are you here? Like, this was okay, though I didn't need it. I just don't care. If my Zarya goes up here, this is why Mercy isn't a particularly good support for the Reinhardt Zarya lineup. Like, this right here is a big part of it. She doesn't actually want to play up here with them. She's much more willing to go, hey, I'll play with the Hanzo up here. I'll play with a soldier on top of this. I'll play with maybe even a Genji that's playing on this window, etc. She's happy to play behind those where she has some protection by doing so. She doesn't really want to be in the front line with these brawl heroes, the Reinhardts, the Zaryas, the Reapers. Like, she doesn't want to be in most of the places. She would have to be in to help them out. Now, could you be in better places? Could you get up to a here and beam the Zarya from down here if you knew what was going to happen, etc.? Sure, you could. But, like, if you're here and your Zarya goes deeper than you can help them, you just go, I'm not willing to. I'm not willing to help my Zarya with that. I'm going to help my soldier. I value my life more than that. Like, Mercy Boost has again, we'll use our scale thing for it, where, hey, we have a decision to be made of how much value am I going to get by boosting this aggressive person versus how much risk am I putting my own life in. And we like to boost the most aggressive person. We like to, boost them, heal them, give them the most support because they're going to do the most work. But how much more work are they going to do than the next guy, and how much does it increase the risk to our life? Because while we'll take some risks with our life, we're pretty protective of our own life. And most heroes, or there's enough heroes in this game and enough positions on these maps that we can get something that's maybe like almost as good as this right here by getting on the soldier. Is it almost as good this time? No. This time it's actually a fair bit worse in terms of the value that they get, but that's because your Zarya is just simply being too aggressive right now. Like this Zarya is even with this in some danger with this bubble, but like you don't break this plane. We value our life higher than this. We want to boost the aggressive people, but not to the point where it puts our own life in too much risk. And again, you do put your risk in some life. You do go in with a pharmacy, with a fair that's going in for that. You do get more aggressive with an Ashe who's choosing to hold here as the team is rotating in. You don't like hold back here when the opponents are rotating through this open space. Like you do take some risks, but you do things to mitigate that. You're behind the pillar as you boost the Ashe. You're here as you boost your soldier. You're here as you boost your Zarya when she's here, and then when she goes here, you're just not willing to break this plane. You might be willing to break this plane if your whole team did, but you're not really willing to break this plane. We value our own life a bit more than that, and that's become a bit of a reoccurring theme here.
Beacon in place. Go to sleep. I must go where I'm needed. Nano boosters make onwards to victory. I've got you.
Okay.
This is not the end.
Interesting.
You need a goddess.
What's with that selection? I'm fine with the res.
This is not the end.
I'm interested in what's going on back there with your critical soldier.
Powered up.
And you aren't. You're like, nope, Zarya's my friend. Friendship with soldier over.
You needed a goddess.
You better end this on the high ground. Don't you dare. Why are you here? Super jump yourself up to high ground. Super jump yourself up to high ground. Good. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, no, no. I'm not convinced that your team has control of this. And I'm right. Your team doesn't have control of this. There are 4 opponents here. Your team is back on point. You have no business being out here with Zarya. Again, if you were like, yes, I can reach Zarya from here with my beam, cool, that's fine with me, but that's not what you're doing. You're breaking this plane and going out into, like, this isn't even neutral space, this is opponent space that you're in. And you didn't just wipe them. You don't have a good grasp of like, oh, we just wiped them, there can't be more than 2 people here because we just sent 4 people to spawn. You don't have a grasp of that. Like, this, you simply can't be out here. I don't care that your Zarya is getting aggressive, let your Zarya feed. If you want to support Zarya on these missions, go back to spawn and swap to Lucio. Lucio is the right support to support Zarya on these missions.
You needed a doctor? Damage.
Anna's been pulled up there. Great.
I'm here.
Okay, good. Play from here.
Let's get you back out there.
Good swap. A little more healing than you probably need there. Anna.
Your support has arrived.
This has been a really heal-heavy fight for you. This has been really heal-heavy.
You should be at peak performance levels.
Good. Good.
We make a great team. Apagando las luces. Healing stream engaged.
60 seconds remaining.
You should call that. Even if you felt it was safe, even if he was body blocking for you unintentionally, you should call that because he'd have put his shield up. He wasn't hacked anymore.
The battle continues.
And you don't even have to call rezzing. You can literally, you can call rezzing, but you can also literally just go, Rein shield, and you can just be assertive about it. And then he'll realize what you're doing. He'll first be like, oh, how dare you, and then he'll realize what you're doing, and it'll be fine. And if you want to be nice, you can go Resing Rein Shield or Rein Shield Resing. But, you know, it's too many words.
Damage boost engaged.
Okay. Please don't drive the elevator down again. Please take one step back. Thank you.
Where does it hurt?
Swap to Anna. Okay, so what you actually want to do here is you want to drag this fight a little bit. You don't want to Valk immediately. You want to play around the clock. If you can make this get down to like the 25-second range or so, this is the last team fight. But you can't afford to lose people by bleeding it down here. So if you go, hey, I'm going to have to Valk early, so be it. But if you can make them shuffle a bit for positioning before they're willing to take the fight so they only get one fight and you get to Valk at the beginning of that fight, that would be optimal. So you're going to greed a little bit here if you can.
Setting out the welcome.
Onwards to victory.
You did not greed. Okay, but that's fine. Your team is all here. They can push out and get aggressive if they have to. Oh, but you guys already Molten Core. I don't like that. Molten Core just went off. Don't do this. Molten Core just went off, and Molten Core, you can either aggress onto the Molten Core if your team wants to, or your team can just use the Molten Core as a zoning thing to get the clock down to the place where there's only one team fight. But you don't Valk when the Molten Core is off.
Onwards to victory.
Unless they start ulting into it, and then you might go, hey, you beat it, I'm matching with Valk, and it's not a full match, but it's going to work.
I'm under attack.
You're gonna have to heal. Oh my goodness, he's feeding. He's feeding. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you. Stop it! Stop it!
More together.
19 health. Oof. Okay. So you might be thinking, oh, I got this res. This was the right thing to do. We were gonna lose if I didn't get this res. Okay, you still have a third of your Valk left. Third of your Valk left. Team might be able to do things with a third of your Valk. Might be able to get some more damage from your Zarya and your Torb. Let's see what else might happen while you're doing this. Because A, this risked your life. Like there was a very serious risk to your life here, as we just saw. Getting this res was not a necessarily going to happen thing. And this Reinhardt being eliminated did not necessarily mean that you lost the fight. He does have Shatter, but you guys have Grab, and these guys still have to aggress through here for the most part. It's a problem that they have control of these things, but this was not necessarily over if you lost your Reinhardt. It is over if they lose you as well. Okay, we almost lost our Zarya there. That happened. Might have been able to damage boost more to take out that tire. Probably not, but might have been able to. What else is happening here? Oh, our Torb's going down. What's our Torb in? Torb got eliminated. That almost certainly doesn't happen. We can protect our Torb. We can have our Reinhardt at more health. We might have had a chance to fight that tire better. Like, there were things that could have happened here if we hadn't been, I am going to go for a very risky res that, quite frankly, we don't need to win this. And look at all these better things that I could have done. We're not necessarily better. Like, the res on Rein is high value. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to underplay that. But, like, this was a high chance of risking your life in exchange for I got this, which, like, let's say that the Reinhardt res is worth, I don't know, 3 up arrows. Well, having my Torb not get eliminated, more threat to the tire, having my Zarya at better health. Okay, so, like, not risking my own life nearly as hard as I did. That's really its own thing. Like, that's really worth more than this. Like, I have to go here into the remainder. So let's say instead of 3 up arrows, it's worth 2.5 up arrows, because we're making up, I don't know, value systems at this point. 2 1/3 up arrows versus 3, but the risk to your life when you factor that in is like, this is definitely the way to go. Like, definitely the way to go, because it's just so, I shouldn't have used the system like this, and I should have voted this higher. Like, this had a 30% chance of happening, whereas this was like, all these things I'm factoring in percentage chances. This is just poorly done because I'm factoring in having gotten the res here versus the chances of things happening. this was the way safer play for not as much value, but not like a third the value. Like this is like 2/3 the value of actually getting the res off, but it's way safer, and getting the res off was like a 30% chance thing, if even. I'm surprised you got that res off, even in silver. That res hurt Temporal almost as much as when he lost his left Pigito. He dropped bacon onto his foot and his dog bit it off, in case anyone was wondering. Okay.
Fire at will. Let's get you back out there.
My dog would always steal hot dogs. That was the thing he would go for. Would not go up onto the counter for anything else. Was generally well-behaved, good dog. Did not, jump up on counters, tables, anything like that to go do stuff. But for some reason, when there was hot dogs, it was like his tax. He always got 2 of those. Like, it would leave your food, you leave your food on your desk, he's not going to touch it, at the table, not going to understand, shouldn't be in the kitchen, shouldn't be at the table when people are eating, all that stuff, but those he's going for. So maybe that would have been more believable than bacon. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we had a fight there where you seem to have mostly forgotten about damage boost and just gone too hard on the heals a couple fights back, but the biggest thing so far looks like you're not putting enough value on your own life, on surviving. You're taking too many risks. Not necessarily linked to reses, that one res was risky, but in general with your positioning, what you're doing, you're not valuing your own life highly enough.
You know, Anna, there are procedures we could look into to repair your eyes.
Gotta buy a cardboard cutout of Temporal holding a beating stick saying, "Don't you dare," and put it behind my chair when I play. There's an idea. There's the merch that we should be selling on this channel.
I shouldn't overstay my welcome. I'm probably still on the way here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Damage boost, engage.
Boost the soldier? Good.
Ich kümmere mich dich. I've got you.
A little scary, but okay. You're gonna heal Reinhardt up a little. You're gonna swap to the Zarya, who's actually in danger. Now no one's in danger, so you're gonna look at the person who's damage boosting. The person who has the aggressive position, which is your Hanzo up here. Don't know why you're here. Don't know why you're here. That has to be a mechanical error on your part. Maybe you were trying to do a far swing to here. I'm not sure why. Boosting Soldier could have had some value. This was actually your best boost right now, because it didn't send you through this. It's a very aggressive angle, and it keeps you in a place where you can easily swap to the 2 who are most likely to need triage. Once I was grilling hot dogs, and one rolled off the plate, fell on the deck, my dog, without hesitation, gulped it down. It was so hot. He was breathing smoke for 2 minutes, or she was breathing smoke for 2 minutes after she had it. Yeah. Was your cats don't eat 2 people food? Okay.
You should be at peak performance level.
Yeah, for some reason there's something that the dogs really like. The dogs really like the hot dogs.
I'm taking care of you.
And it's not strictly a meat thing, because other meat they won't go for nearly as aggressively, or at least mine wouldn't. Which isn't to say they didn't like it if they could get it, but they wouldn't just break all decorum, manners, training, whatever to go for it. Trying to will your team forward. You have Zarya. Okay. You're gonna heal your Hanzo. You're gonna swap back because he's not in danger anymore. Good. And there's your Valk. Snowball time.
Damage boost, engage.
I am on fire! Come here and get burned.
Right beside you.
Ready.
You needed a doctor?
Unfortunate.
Onwards to victory.
No. What are we doing?
You needed a doctor?
We lost our Reinhardt. Reinhardt is gone. We're all-inning on this with our Anna back here, knowing that we're going to have to res. So we're all-inning into a 4v6 that we think we can res because we think our positioning is good enough here. Now, you have to make the decision. For you, it's about all-inning when we've already committed Dragon. So as 4 people with a res that I think I can get off... Oh, we don't need that. 4 people with a res that I think I can get off worth the Valk. Our 4 is going to turn into 5. The Dragon will give us cover to get the res. They don't have good positioning to hold you out yet, and you know that. But your eliminations aren't real. Like, you're going to get eliminations immediately if you get them off of this Dragon, and they're going to spawn... it's close. I can justify it. I don't like it, but I can justify it. Okay.
Onwards to victory. A captured.
This is not your time.
I don't actually hate that. You had your Zarya there to bubble you, and you had a Dragon Strike that they were walking through to slap you. I'm okay with that. Great. I don't know why he's visoring from behind a wall, but eventually you'll figure it out. Okay. Damage boost the storm, swap to the visor. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't care about your Reinhardt. Your Reinhardt is not your priority right now. Like, yes, I know you don't have the Anna, so it kind of has to be your priority. But, like, you need to be getting the backline boost off of this, and it's really painful that your soldier is throwing? I don't know what your soldier's doing over there. It's really painful. But what you need is you need to be getting backline boost value as much as you can off of these 3. That's where your Valk is going to get value. And yes, it won't chain this far. I know that. But you're looking for Storm Arrow. And then my soldier has a thing. Visor plus Zarya. Like, that's what we're looking for to get value out of this Valk. And now I still don't care about that Reinhardt. I still don't. Like, yes, he's going to feed. Yes, you lose if he feeds. I don't care. Boost the Visor.
Your support has arrived.
Okay.
Damage increased. You needed a goddess?
Everyone heal up.
Okay. Anna's free. Go heal Anna.
Damage boost engaged.
Why don't you like your Anna? This is not the first time you've ignored your Anna. She can handle the Zarya. You need the Anna.
I'm taking care of you.
You're done. You don't need to be keeping this angle open. The remaining time, the remaining half a second that your beam will last on this Hanzo is plenty. You do not need to be opening this angle. You should be hard closing this angle. No, close the angle. Okay, this is over. Excuse me. This is closable, is what I'm trying to say.
Damage amplified.
Oh, hey, the Anna. We could have made this so much easier by healing that up ages ago.
I've got you.
Don't really like here. Not sure why you were in the middle of that. Did we just miss our beam? Were you going in to try to save Reinhardt? Is that what's going on here?
You needed a doctor?
Don't stop it. Don't do this. Like, this might be a mistake that you're making in general in your gameplay. You don't go to the front line to heal a super aggressive Reinhardt, to heal a super aggressive Zarya. You just don't care. You go, yep, that's cool over there. Have fun. Anna's alive. She'll take care of you. You really don't. And if you are going to heal them, it's because you're going to do so from positions like here and here where you get above them. So there's no fly to them. It's a super jump type thing that we're going to do. A super jump type thing that we're going to do. Or in this case, a direct fly to your soldier or the guy who was over here, and then you're going to heal them from the Hanzo that was up here, and then you're going to do the heal from there. But you're never going to go in to like heal your Reinhardt like this. Never is a strong word, but it's going to be very rare. And if you do, it's going to be very rare that you go in on low ground to heal tanks that are in like this. Missed your beam on your Zarya. What? What? What?
This is not the end. Powered up.
I know you didn't have Guardian, but like, keep walking. You move faster. You move faster. Keep walking. Get back here before you start that rest. Okay. Made it work. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Score 2-2. Switching sides.
Mercy player, you have to believe Mercy's life is worth more than the feeders on your team most of the time. Yeah, most of the time it is. Silver do be like that. Agreed. Dog said the S tier of food is Rice Krispie treats, hot dogs, pepperoni, and peanut butter. Yeah, they do like their peanut butter. They do like their peanut butter. And pepperoni.
Damage increase.
I don't think I've ever had Rice Krispie treats in the house for feedback on that one, but hey. Cats can't taste sweet, so it makes them less likely than dog to go after stuff like chocolate, which are bad for both of them. Yep. That's good that they won't go after it. Anna stealing that gold healing. Forget her. You know we don't care about the gold healing. We're much more interested in how many offensive assists can we get. Cool. I don't need you staying here. This is better, yep.
I'm taking care.
So why did you do that? Cool. I don't need you to drift out here into the open. If you want to just drift down here where you can still see most of what you want, that's great. Maybe you're drifting over here because you're worried about the soldier, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And please stop drifting now that you got him. Like, don't drift all the way out here. Just drift a tiny bit out here and then drift back. You're way too out in the open. Way too. Look at this. Look at this. Does this look like a place a Mercy should be? No.
Powered up. I'm being attacked.
Okay.
Damage boost.
You don't have to stare at your Hanzo while you're boosting him. Like, okay, we're boosting our Hanzo. Cool. How's the rest of my team doing? I'm boosting my Hanzo. Cool. I want to watch the incoming fire so I can dodge it, or I want to watch my teammate so I can see if there's a better thing for me to use my staff on. I don't need to look at my Hanzo, because if I look away from my Hanzo, I still get this thing that shows me what his health bar looks like, and I still have ears so I can hear if he pops Storm Arrow. I don't need to stare at him. Don't need to stare at him.
Damage boost engaged.
Don't need to stare at the soldier either. Yeah, please stop staring at the Hanzo. Please stop staring at your beam target would be the general rule here.
30 seconds remaining.
Fine res. Hanzo's gonna stay out of the fight if you don't heal, so heal, yep.
Damage increase. Heilstrahl aktiviert.
Unfortunate. But you guys have a nice time bank, so as long as you don't give up ticks on second, it's okay. Gandalf's just gonna make your life difficult. Don't bother. Yeah.
30 seconds.
I fear Temporal more than my teammates. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you swapped the heals there. That's good. Oh boy. I still don't really like what you're doing here. Oof. So, here you are. You're healing him. This is a good place to heal him from. I don't mind this necessarily, but I'm really looking for that soldier to boost to. I'm really not looking to try to boost towards my Rhine. I'm boosting towards my soldier, even if it means it interrupts my beam connection for a moment. I don't want to boost into here and chance taking a Reinhardt swing plus Sim beam and just instantly getting eliminated. Like, a Reinhardt swing plus anything could be too much and eliminate me, so I'd really rather my angle be up, even if it breaks my healing on my Reinhardt for just a moment. Because I don't want to be here at all.
10 seconds remaining.
Damage boost.
Pull together.
Don't over tunnel.
We can do
Don't
this.
over tunnel the res. We want the res, but don't over tunnel it. Soldier's better for you than Zarya, or was for the last second anyways.
Amplified.
Now you might have to go back to Zarya, because it's important that you get this ult charge, and she's going to get it. Oh, yeah.
I could use some assistance.
Why? Great.
I could use some
Great.
assistance.
Guardian Angel passed it. Why did you stop early? Guardian Angel passed it and tuck and res from here. There was no, oh, my Guardian Angel was on cooldown excuse like there was here. You hit the Guardian Angel button. Guardian Angel passed it with your little spacebar hop shenanigans and res it from here. It's way safer than what you're doing.
This is not your time.
Overtime.
Mercy in Bereitschaft.
You are looking very hard for... Don't do it. Don't do it. Fine.
Onwards to victory.
Yeah. That's why I didn't want you to do it. I wanted you to activate it from a safer place than that, a safer situation. I was hoping that you'd get up to your soldier and do it from there, but so be it.
Onwards to victory.
Ouch. That one hurts.
Complete. Score 2-4. Switching sides. Initiating match.
You mean it's not smart to boost it to the Nanarine? Shocked Pikachu? Yeah, there you go.
Ready for battle. Ready for
I'll be
battle.
watching over you. You should be at peak performance levels.
Yep. 8-8 draw incoming.
Come out and face me.
5, 4, 3,
Damage boost engaged.
1. Attackers incoming.
I don't really like standing here when the door opens as Mercy because I don't really like taking fire strikes and other shenanigans, but I suppose, whatever, I'll live. Not my favorite. And it's not like you can't catch up by waiting here and then turning the corner and Guardian Angeling. Yeah, you're not really looking up to pay attention to that window very often. It happened on the last attack too.
Let's get to that outcome. Damage amplified. This is not the end.
They-
Be at peak performance levels.
Okay, are you gonna close the angle? I don't really like this being open.
Let me get you patched up. Damage increase.
Okay.
Damage boost engaged.
Hanzo's gonna give you a shot. Hanzo's your shot. What are you doing? Hanzo's your shot. Hanzo's
Don't
your
let
shot.
up on them.
Why? Why? we have Nano going and Shatter going, and our Hanzo has an aggressive window. Or an aggressive peak angle. I want to see some ult investment from these guys before I'm willing to pour Valk into this fight. Like, this is going, I don't need to pop Valk, I just need to damage boost this. Anna pushed Q and we don't want to be upstaged. Okay.
Onwards to victory.
I remember.
Don't let up on them.
Okay.
Don't let up on
I
them.
really want to know what the comms are like. Are we screaming, push, push, push? What are we doing here?
Onwards to victory.
You don't actually, as Mercy, what would be really cool, you don't actually have the ability on Mercy to use this, to use her beam as a leash and like pull them along. You don't actually have the ability to like go, okay, let me pull them along. Let me just like yoink my team along. You don't actually have the ability to do that, and that makes being here worthless. If you actually had the ability to pull your resistant teammates along, this could make sense. But you don't, so this doesn't. And you've now given up on them. And you've now gotten the Zarya bubble, which makes your Rein even less likely to push. And you've taken your beam off the Reinhardt, which makes him even less likely to push. And your instinct isn't to go, well, I'm going to go fight the Bastion with my extreme mobility, because that's probably the problem I need to solve for my team. It's to try to finish the purple Lucio. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Not purple anymore. And then you go back and heal them. That's wrong. I'm not saying I'd have recommended popping Valk to go deal with the Bastion, but since you were up there and pulled that blaster out, might as well. Really, the right answer, though, was on comms, and it was to be shouting push, push, push. I'm a little behind in the video, but it's always interesting to see what positions the Mercy takes. Yeah, if you stand where the DPS don't expect you, they will mess up their crosshair placement. That's true. There have been some awkward reses. Push Q and we don't want to be upstaged. Ryan has nano, big purple landed, time to sit at choke, pretty much. Can Overwatch 2 let me pull my team along? That would... I would like to not have to use my voice to do that. You'd still have to take bad positioning to do it, though, Nard. I think Final Fantasy XIV has a healer skill. They do. They do. I played Scholar for a bit. That was a blast. Though Scholar didn't have that skill. Oh, that was strictly White Mage, I think. But, you know, Scholar was a DPS class pretending to be a healer. It was great. At that era in time. I understand they've since been turned into some of the worst DPS of the healing classes. Mercy's a Bastion counter. There you go. Okay, so this is over, but you've got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Fine. Lucio's probably not who I would have picked to try to eliminate. Really slippery target, but hey.
We still need.
Hanzo's been gone too long to justify being worth your res now. Like, I get it. You guys have the Winston gone, so it's tempting. It is tempting. This isn't like a terrible res. But this Hanzo, it's got to be very close to rezzing at this point. Like, very close to rezzing. And his spirit is pretty close to spawn.
We still
That's
need.
30 seconds. I'm not cool. Not cool with that.
I'm ready.
You have to get some on her. Yeah. Well, that was fun. Nice little super jump surf there.
Damage increase. You needed a doctor? You've got this.
You could AFK heal half the content for a long time as a scholar. Excuse me, half the content? Celine could AFK heal 90% of the content. Thank you very much. Okay. You don't actually end up AFK. You chase higher and higher damage numbers, but yes, yes. If you want to pull your team along, play TF2. Fair, fair. If only there was a tank that could eat all of Bastion's damage and give team a window to jump him, it would be amazing. It would be. Games like this make playing support kind of suck. Little bit, but I don't know how active our player was on voice chat to say push, push, push during that Valk. Like that, Mercy has the ability, it's just, it is that. Or you can swap and hop on Ana and go sleep the Bastion, or you can hop on Zen and snipe the Bastion. It's not like this Bastion is some unbeatable setup right now. Question, a Sigma ulti first, will Mercy be fast enough to Valk and heal everyone lifted? Well, if everyone's at full health, them being lifted and then slammed won't eliminate them. So, yes, is the answer to your question. But the real question depends too much on the situation of how much follow-up damage is Sigma allowed to do in the air, how much damage is his team allowed to do in the air, and how much health were they missing first.
Damage boost engaged.
And I can't answer that because that's too dependent on the situation. Frames?
Get them off me.
But the general rule is that Valk is not a very good recovery ult.
Try activate.
Take that for what you will in the specific Sigma situation, because there are times that you can do it. I always scream push I Valk. People tend to leave comms after that. I mean, you don't have to scream it at the top of your lungs. It might actually be a volume problem. And when I say scream stuff, I really just mean affirmatively state it at a, you don't actually have to scream way up here, but you have to affirmatively and definitively state it and put some hype into your voice. Like if you listen to good comm structure as an organized play, it's not necessarily about getting louder. It's about being clear, and it's about like target calling, where target calling it doesn't necessarily get louder as you get more extreme in your target calling, or you get more desire for people to be on this target rather than this target. Like you could have a pretty passive mercy, 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 reaper, 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 where it's like you can get more extreme on it. You can change the tonality, you can change the speed. There's so many things you can change besides volume to further emphasize it. You just put more emphasis on it than you normally would. The push I Valk is more interesting than the Reaper's left, Soldier's right. There wasn't much volume difference between those two things. But, Reaper's left, Soldier's right are informational callouts, whereas push I have Valk is you're putting more emphasis behind it. That wasn't terribly well done on my part. I haven't had to call in a while, as you guys can imagine. Getting good at calming in ranked is like learning customer service. You have to figure out how to tell people things without making the butt hurt. Yeah, kind of.
Onwards to victory.
Okay, so let's go back here because I'm getting distracted by chat. Healing up your Ana, thank you. And now you're going to Valk to try to make sure you guys confirm this win. I'm good with that.
Onwards to victory.
You needed a goddess?
Swap back to damage.
This will help.
Keep Reinhardt alive, just barely. Keep him alive. Stop healing him. Stop healing him. He's already healed way too much. Unfortunate.
We make a great team.
Blame your Ana for healing him more.
You needed a doctor?
I'm on fire. Keep out of my way.
I'm taking care of you.
Objective
increase.
He's teleporting. You can't damage boost him. I don't want you here. I don't care about your Reinhardt here, and I don't care about your Reaper either. If you could boost a Reaper or a Reinhardt from here, great, but I'm perfectly happy to go, who can I actually boost much more safely than my Reinhardt or my Reaper? It's my Soldier. Then I'll just boost my Soldier, because my Soldier's got a pretty good angle. It's that simple. It's that simple.
You needed a goddess?
Fine. Pistol out? Pistol out? No. Yeah, too slow to pull your pistol out there. It was clear that you didn't have any good targets to get to, and it was going to take you a bit of a surf to get to someone, so you actually wanted to pull your pistol out while you were in that room. You still wanted to try to get out, but...
I'm with you. Mercy in the Reichschaft.
Turn left, check the danger. Okay. Don't necessarily want that. Better with that.
Stop now.
Little too much staring at who you're pocketing. Again, I know what Zarya's health is. I don't have to look at Zarya's health. I kind of want to look around though to see, does anyone else need help? Like, am I going to need to swap to Reaper? Is Reaper going to unwraith right here, and I'm going to prioritize damage boosting him so that he one-shots the Junkrat? Like, I want to see other things besides the person that I'm boosting. I have this box for the person that I'm boosting. Cool. You're gonna get another push. It's okay.
I could use some assistance.
Nope. Good.
Let me get you patched up. Right beside you. Where does it
Now they ball for spin to win. Yeah, they do. They do.
damage and
On the other hand, that'll probably make the initial getting in easier.
We don't have much time.
You needed a doctor?
Nope. Stop peeking it. Stop peeking it. I don't care about your Reaper that much.
Damage increase.
Okay. Use him. Use Zarya. Use her, I suppose.
Onwards to victory.
Fine, it's less push. But you're down to 5 people, so this is over.
Healing enough.
Let's get you back in the fight.
I believe. It's a shame you don't have more of this left. If you had more of this left, I'd expect you to go for the 4K and nothing less. But you don't have any real Valk time left here. That's disappointing.
I feel empowered.
Okay. Okay. Let's go back to the moment of truth, because obviously the moment that needs to be fixed in this game
Back in the fight.
is this one right here, where you've got Valk power and nano power, and you're not fragging it. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so what we actually need to work on for your Mercy is we need to work on your prioritizing your own safety. You need to think more about you being alive. You need to understand, hey, I want to be alive, and me being alive is pretty good. And while I'm okay boosting Reapers when they're on low ground and I can have high ground above them, while I'm okay boosting Zarya's when she's melting people sort of from max beam range, or when she's throwing right clicks, I'm good with that. Or I'm okay boosting Reinhardt's when our team has pretty clearly gotten in there and is pretty solidly in. If our team hasn't really earned the space and Reinhardt is in there sort of alone, I can't be with it. If my Zarya's in there sort of alone, I can't be with her. Like, it's only when we've really earned our way in that I can be in there with them. So if my tanks are pushing in into concaves without having first earned positioning, I can't really go in there with them. I just can't. I'm going to get eliminated, and that's not worth it too often. So, like, I have to better understand that while damage boosting and healing is good, my priority is the targets that give me somewhat safe spots to do that from. The Soldier. If I can get Reaper, Zarya, or Reinhardt from here, fine. But, like, the Soldier, the Pharah, you want some level of safety. Like, it's not a complete, always the most aggressive person that gets your boost, because there's a reason that you don't pair particularly well with Reinhardt. You pair a little better with Reinhardt now that Reinhardt had his damage increased, because now a damage boost Reinhardt will two-shot squishies. But, like, his positioning doesn't play particularly well with the positioning that you want. So we do want to prioritize our own life a little bit more than we are when it comes to going into heal and damage boosting people. And same thing when it comes to reses. Like, when it comes to these reses, why are you resing from here when you can res from here? Why are you resing from here when you can res from here? These are some, you can turn some of these reses. Your reses are mostly okay, but you can turn some of these reses from, like, this res is 40% safe into 60% safe reses. And we'd like to do that. We would. Those would be better reses. So your positioning, value your own life more, especially surrounding how willing you are to go into very dangerous fights to heal aggressive tanks. Especially on that. That's going to be the biggest thing for you to focus on. Valuing your own life, far and away, biggest thing for you to work on. The next thing I'm going to want you to work on after you get there is, because you'll bottleneck if you don't clear this now, is after you've got that into your system, used 5 to 15% of your brain power to work on it, the next thing I'm going to want you to work on is your eyeballs. I want you to go to the optometrist, and no. What I want you to do is I want you to stop staring at the person you're pocketing. I know it's hard. I know it's more challenging because it's like, wait, I can't see them. It's not as good a feedback. I'm not used to looking at this box in the middle of my screen with my peripheral vision as I'm actually checking other things out. But that's what's got to happen. Just like you get used to sort of not actually looking at your health, but knowing what your health is, seeing it with your peripheral vision, you've got to get used to this box on your screen for the person you're boosting, because in a lot of situations, it's better to be looking at your other teammates. I'm boosting my Hanzo that's up in the window. But I'm looking at my team. Boosting the Hanzo that's up in the window, but I'm looking at my team to see if there's a better and higher use for my beam at this moment. Or maybe I'm looking here so that I can dodge Junkrat nades. Or maybe I'm looking here because I'm worried that the ball's going to come back from there. But I'm not just staring at my Hanzo if there's other better things to look at. Sometimes am I going to look at my Hanzo, my McCree, my whatever, so I can see when they're reloading, so I can see when they're doing that? Sure, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't ever look at them, but you need to have more willingness, and we see that popping up quite a bit. I pointed it out again when you did it here. You were just staring at the Zarya. But that throughout, you're staring at the person that you're beaming. You're a little too like, them. I am channeling all of my effort and energy and hopes into you. And no, you can have this beam. Is there something else I should be doing? Oh, there is? Let me go do that other thing. And I think that's causing you to miss things. The third thing that I would say, and this is going to be more minor, is pay a little more attention to your partner support. You left your Ana hanging a few times there when you really don't need to. It's pretty high priority to get your partner support healed up, because they are a break point in your team's armor. The other team knows that. They will be a high priority for them, and it's expensive for them to heal themselves. It's also expensive if they spend time going and getting a health pack, more so than it is if one of your DPS or tanks do so. So your third thing after you've got the first two is going to be to go do that. I hope all of those make sense. Please do try to implement them one at a time, not all at once. If you have questions, go ahead and throw them up in chat now. If anyone has questions, comments, whatever, go ahead and throw them up in chat now. And if you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, or just see what sort of memes we have going on, cool events, things like that, join the Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, all that good stuff. Okay. Nice escape there. It was clean. I'd have used that res to let them feed on Ana while I made my escape. No. 2CP, I slowly begin to hate most maps in Overwatch. I don't know. I like Volskaya. I know. I'm weird. I like 2CP. I'm going to be sad to see it go. I don't necessarily like every 2CP map. Hanamura is rough. Obviously, Paris and what do you call it? Paris and Lunar Colony are rough. I believe. Should a Mercy break beam and hide when Junkrat ults, or damage boost and hope her beam breaks the tire in time? The latter. Damage boost, I mean, you can do both in some ways, but your beam is going to tell them where you are, and you damage boost so that they can more reliably break the tire. Safety. Oh, did I throw it wrong there? I might have thrown it up wrong on the screen there. That's fine. That's fine. Option 3, break a rip tire with pistol yesterday. That's not your usual solution, but yes. Don't you dare, Nard. Nanovelk is better than Nanoblade. Change my mind. Why would I want to change your mind? Is there any way to quickly look back on a target I'm boosting? I tend to lose my Pharah Hanzo when I turn around for a quick second. Follow your beam? I mean, not really. You can follow your beam. You can listen to the sound cues of, like, did they use boosters? Where did they move? You can press Guardian Angel if you have Guardian Angel prefers beam target on. Those are all ways. That last one isn't great because it costs you a cooldown, admittedly a short one. But if you lost track of them, they probably moved enough to justify it. I don't really have a better answer than that. You'd like a map choice system? That could be cool. I don't know that we're going to get it. I don't love Hanamura, but Volskaya and Anubis are cool. Yeah, that's kind of how I view it. Higher rank Mercy tips if possible. Stay active. Make sure you're looking around quite a bit. Start tracking your teammates' cooldowns so that you show up to Ashe when she has her TNT. You show up to Hanzo when he has Storm Arrow. You show up to Reinhardt when you think he's going to Fire Strike. Like, start tracking your team's cooldowns and being aware of what their tells look like when they're going to use them, so you show up and get to damage boost the big sources. Be paying attention to, does my Zen left click or right click a lot? If he right clicks a lot, am I there? Am I noticing when he starts right clicking, so before he releases the right click I can do it? Like, it is about looking around a lot and having a lot of information so you can constantly pick the biggest things to boost, and you're in the right place for what you know is going to happen or expect is going to happen in about a second or so. Those would be the higher SR Mercy tips. Like, Mercy starts moving around pretty fast. If you start looking at good Mercy players, you're going to be like, wait, this is the speed that Mercy plays at? Wait, Mercy can play at this speed? That's what you're going to notice. But to unlock that speed, you have to, yes, have mastery of her mechanics, but you also have to be looking around a lot. You can't be doing the, I'm staring at the person I'm beaming. You can't be doing the, well, I'm just sitting around a corner boosting this person and, you know, maybe smoking a cigarette, checking the time, tapping my foot, etc. Like, it's got to be, let me look. Is this the best? No, that's about to come up. Let me go up here. Oh, I see that my McCree is taking a position, etc. I see that he's going for a flank. Where am I going to be so that when he completes that flank, I can immediately boost to him for him to hit that big thing that he's going to do? Oh, I see that my Reaper's going in. What's the timing going to be for that to happen? Let me, make sure I've got that figured out, and let me do the most boosts on the most important things on the way to get there so that I'm there for that big event. It gets like that. As well as understanding what are my opponents doing, how are my opponents moving, how did that Genji just move? That Genji is going to show up on my soldier in 3 seconds, and I'm going to go do this for 2.5 seconds, and then 2.5 seconds from now, I'm going to be on my soldier pre-healing them, and the Genji's going to be like, wait, what? Not pre-healing them, but, pre-pocketing them, and the Genji's going to be like, wait, what? Those types of things. You can do a lot, both offensively and defensively, if you're seeing and planning the whole game and very, very active with the information that you have. You have great scouting ability because you do not have to be looking at the person you're interacting with. And you can see your teammates through walls. Great tips. Thanks for the review. No problem. Glad you got value. Always pocket your E-boy DPS and no one else? No, that is not the tip. Okay. Good at super jump reses. Get good at super jump reses. Yeah, it helps. It's not the most important thing, but it does help. Okay, I think that's going to do it. And I'm going to probably take a break here. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks, guys. Tempora.